This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So let me share my screen. So yesterday we have discussed about the Docker architecture and Docker installation process and some basic Docker commands. Today we're going to learn some important Docker commands and what is Docker attached mode or detached mode. Okay, detached mode, say detached or attached mode of container. And the third point is we're going to learn Docker port forwarding or port mapping. Okay, and we'll see what is Docker Hub and how to log into, how to create account. Okay, so coming to the important Docker commands. So Docker images. I don't have any image in my server. Okay, I cleared everything. I'll tell you the process. Docker ps -a. Even I don't have any containers in my server. Okay, let's try to pull hello world image. Okay, hello world image. So at the same time we will try to run this command. Okay, docker run hello minus world. Okay, docker run hello minus world. Now you check docker ps. So this container, it is in stop state. Let's see what happened. Docker ps -a. So when you see the status exited, okay, so when you see the status exited, by default this container when it is created, it is in stop state. Okay, and let's try to start this container. Let's see if it is possible or not. Docker ps. No, actually it is not a service, so that's why maybe the container is not starting. So let's try with our service like Nginx or HTTPD, any one of the service. Okay, now we'll take one service. We will take one service. Docker pull HTTPD. Okay, Docker pull HTTPD. So what it is doing, it is downloading the latest image. Okay, it is downloading the latest image because we did not specify anything. Automatically, this Docker pull command is downloading the latest image. Okay, we will try to run one container out of it. Okay, we will see what happens. Docker run is a command. Okay, to run the container. So -d. I'll tell you what is this -d. -p. I'm using 81:80 hyphen hyphen my name. I'm giving name as my web1 and httpd. Okay, and httpd. Now I'm trying to execute this command. Okay, so what happened is it has created one container. Okay, it has created one container, and hyphen d is nothing but it is a detached mode, meaning this container is running in the background. Okay, this container is running in the background, but it is up and running, meaning it is in running state. Check docker ps. If you see this container, it has been created 25 seconds ago and it is up. Okay, sorry, it has created, it has been created 26 seconds ago and it is up. Okay, so it has been created using httpd image. Okay, if you see this, 81 is pointing to 80. So I'll explain what is this. Okay, now let's take this image. Okay, so let's see, this is my container. Okay, and this is my server. This is my browser. Okay, this is nothing but an outside resource. This is my browser. Okay, you can consider it as internet gateway as well. Okay, this is Docker host where I install my, what is it, Docker software or Docker engine. This is my container. Okay, this is my container. Let's say, for example, on Docker host, if you install HTTPD or Nginx or any service, web service, what will happen? This is a server. So if you open port number 80, this browser can automatically access this service, right? This browser can automatically access this service. See, let's say I am considering this as normal server. Okay, normal server in the sense, even if you install Docker, this is ultimately this is one server. Okay, this is nothing but one Ubuntu server. If you install any service like HTTPD or what is it, Nginx or any web server, my browser, if you allow that port 80, okay, if you allow this port 80, what do we need here? Public IP colon 80. So if you allow this port 80, this browser can access this web server. But I installed, I created container with port number 80. Okay, let's say for example, I created one container with the port number 80. Okay, if I want to access this container, my outside internet, okay, it will not be having access to this port. Okay, it will not be having access to this port as well as this service, this container service. So what we need to do, we need to map this port with our server port. Okay, we need to map this port with our server port. You can do mapping in this way. Okay, you can do mapping in this way. First thing is we have to give -p, and suppose let's say you want to map this port with something 81 port number. Okay, -p, okay, and 81 port number. You need to give like this, 81 colon 80. Okay, 81 colon 80. So if you give like this, what will happen? This container port, okay, this container port, it has been mapped to our host port. Okay, host port. So if you access now, instead of 80, public IP 80, let's say for example, our host port is 81, right? If you use 81 here, 81 here, So you can access this service. Okay, you can access this service inside this container. Okay, this is nothing but port mapping. Okay, this is nothing but port mapping or port forwarding. You can call it as port mapping or port forwarding. Now, where is my server? So if you see this, what I did, docker run -d. D is nothing but my container should run in the background. Okay, in the detached mode. Detached mode in the sense it should run in the background. Okay, I'll tell you what is attached mode as well. You'll know the difference when I explain about attached mode. Okay, now -p 81:80, meaning I am mapping my host port with the container port. Okay, so that if I access my browser with this port number, I can able to access the service inside my container. Okay, and hyphen name is to name your container. Okay, hyphen name is to name your container, and this is image. Okay, and this is image. So let's take this docker run -d is detached mode. Okay, see here the itself is saying detached because I already entered this here, right? So -p 81:80 name, container name, and image name. Okay, this is the command, and this is the example. This is to create the container in detached mode. Okay, in detached mode, what will happen? Container will run in the background. Okay, container will run in the background. Okay, so now అర్థమైందండి పోర్ట్ఫోలియో కాన్సెప్ట్? Any doubt? So we have 80 port. Okay, we have 80 port for container. Let's say I install HTTPD using container. We say this docker run. Now this is my container port and this is my server port. Okay, so this is my server port, and hyphen name, and I would like to name my container as my web1, and this I want to create this container using my image HTTPD. Okay, this image HTTPD. So I am running now. I am creating a container in detached mode, and I gave port forwarding. Okay, I gave port mapping, or forwarding, anything is fine. Okay, and I just named my container as my web1, and I just used this image, okay, HTTP image to create my container. So this is the complete syntax for creating container out of image. Okay, now if you say this, I would like to access this HTTPD. Let's see what happens. So for accessing this HTTPD, okay, let's go to EC2. Okay, let's go to EC2, and in security groups, we need to allow in inbound rules. We need to allow that port 81 port. Okay, remember this point. So if you want to, you have to allow this 81 port. So I have already allowed this 81 port. Okay, I already allowed this 81 port. You need to allow it for all IPs. Okay, and then save the rules. Okay, now is just go to instances. Okay, and details. Copy this public IP. Server is okay. It's easy. Now select this. Okay. Uh, So this is the public IP of this machine. Okay, this is the public IP of this machine, and just go to browser. Simply, you can give 81. See, it will show the message like it works. Okay, when HTTPD install, it will show the message like it works. Okay. Now I want to create one more container out of it. Okay. Now I want to create one more container out of it. Okay. But this time I want to pull the Nginx. Okay. Let's check Docker images. If you say this, we have HTTPD container. Okay. We have HTTPD image. We don't have Nginx. So what will happen if I use the same command? Docker run -a -d-p, and this time I want to use port 82 because my port 81 is already occupied with ST1 HTTPD server, right? I want to use this 82 port. Okay, and the Nginx also, for Nginx also port number is 80. Okay, we'll keep it like this and we'll see what happens. Okay, I want to change my container name to web2 because we already have container with this name. Okay, so docker run -d-p, and this is base port, I mean meaning host port, and this is server port. Okay, sorry, container port. So this 82 is nothing but host or server port. What are saying? This 80 is nothing but the container port. Okay, -- name, and my web2 is my container name. Okay, and Nginx is my image. Let's see what happened. So if you see this, unable to find this image locally, meaning image is not present in my server. Okay, in my server, it is pulling from the Docker hub. Okay, it is pulling from the Docker hub. Okay, now let's see Docker images, or else let's see Docker containers. Okay, Docker images as well. If you see this, we have Nginx image. Okay, we have Nginx image. Same time, we'll check the Docker containers. Docker ps. Okay, if you see this, Docker container is created with my web2 name. Okay, and the port is open for all IPs. Base port is 82, and this port is 80. This is the TCP port. This is the container port. Okay. Okay. So this is the meaning of this complete sentence. It has been created 40 seconds ago. Okay, it's been created 40 seconds ago. Now I'll try to access this Nginx. Okay, for accessing this Nginx, what should be done? The port should be opened in the security groups. Let's go to instance. Now let's go to security. If you see this in the security groups, I already allowed this port. Okay, I already allowed this port. Remember, when you install Nginx or HTTPD or any service, even if you install Jenkins also, if you want to access this using public IP, you need to allow that port in the inbound rules. Okay, now I allowed this 82 port in my security groups for all IPs. Okay, now let's try to check this public IP using port number 82. What happens? If you say this, welcome to Nginx. If you say this page, Nginx web server is successfully installed and working. Okay, so basically, where did I install my Nginx? Can anyone tell me? In my server or in container?
Container.
Yes, my Nginx is in my container. Okay, I created a container with Nginx image. Okay, and I have Nginx service in my container. Now the port of this container is 80. Okay, the port of this container is 80. Okay, and the base port is 82. Okay, the base port is 82. Okay, let me draw one diagram and I will explain the advantage of using this Docker container. Okay, so if you check, if you see this, let's say for example, this is port number 81 and this is port number 82. Okay, this is my HTTPD which is running on port 80. This is Nginx which is running on port 80. Okay, this is running on port 80, and this is my internet. Okay, this is my browser. So I would like to ask you one question. Okay, I would like to ask you one question. So forget about these containers. Can I install two web browsers? Okay, two web services uh, in one server? Can anyone answer me? Let's say for example, this is my server, right? This is my server. Okay, I installed server. Okay, and then consider this as a normal server. Okay, not Docker is, if Docker is not installed, this is my normal server. Okay, do you think it is possible to install and run two web servers, on my
No,
one single server?
not possible.
So, yeah,
Why? Because when we are running this Ansible playbook, okay, when we are creating this Ansible playbook, we observe that,
Collide everything.
yeah, when we, this HTTPD is colliding with Nginx. So what did we do? Yum erase HTTPD and then we install Nginx playbook, right?
On.
Also, when we run this Nginx, when we created an HTTPD, it is colliding with Nginx, okay? Because these HTTPD and Nginx, they are using same port, okay? They
80.
are using same port, and we need to access this with same public IP, okay? Same public IP colon 80, okay? Colon 80. Now, so using Docker, we are able to install two services on a single server. Okay, two services on single server in containers. So did you get the advantage of using Docker? We can what do you say? We can deploy different applications of same type. Okay, we can deploy different applications of same type, and there is isolation between these two. So there is isolation between these two, meaning మనము రెండు సర్వర్స్ డిప్లాయ్ చేయొచ్చు, HTTP రెండు వెబ్ సర్వర్స్ డిప్లాయ్ చేయొచ్చు, అండ్ రెండు ఇండివిజువల్ వర్క్ చేస్తాయి, ఇండిపెండెంట్ వర్క్ చేస్తాయి. ఓకే, రెండు ఇండిపెండెంట్ వర్క్ చేస్తాయి. సో ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఇస్ దే ఆర్ యూజింగ్ సేమ్ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్. They are using same port number because this container is also one box. Okay, this container is one box. Okay, it is like um, they are using same type. Okay, they are web servers only and they are using same port only. Okay, but they are isolated. This is the meaning of isolation. Okay, what is the meaning of container? Container uses isolated workspace for deploying applications. So this is the meaning, exact meaning of container. So here we are segregating, we are separating these containers. Okay, we are providing isolation. How? We have just created a container with port number 80 only. But what happens when you install, when you use Docker to create these containers? Okay, we are just doing port mapping. Okay, we are just doing port mapping. This container is port is mapped to this 81 port number in this server. Okay, and this container, this for this service Nginx, this port is mapped to this 82 port number. When you access this public IP with either 81 or 82, you'll be able to access this service inside the container. Okay, so this is the main advantage of using containers. Containers are used to isolate the services. Okay, containers are used to isolate the services on the same server. Okay, we used only one server. We installed we took Ubuntu server. We just installed Docker, but we are able to run two containers with of same type. Okay, and these two containers are using same port only. They are using same port only. Okay, but they have isolation. Isolation in the sense they are independent from each other. ఓకే, అర్థమైందా అండి కాన్సెప్ట్? మరొకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి.
అర్థమైంది బ్రో.
అర్థమైంది.
So this is the main advantage of using Docker containers. Now let's get into this. Okay, let's get into this. Here if you say this, you should be able to understand this. Okay, this port is open for all IPs and the base port is 82 and the container port is 80. So this is a container port is of TCP type. Okay, now this is my container name. So let's check Docker ps. Let's take Docker ps. Now we have these images. Okay, you got this right? What is -d? Docker will run in the background in detached mode. Okay, let's try to create one more container. Port number 83. Let's see if it is possible. If you say this -IT, okay, if you see this -IT, what it is doing is it is trying to create container. Okay, it's trying to create container and it is trying to start the process. But if you say this here, it is not ending. Okay, it is not ending. But when you use -d, what happened? What happened when you use -d? What happened? So it is ended. Okay, we got the container is created here. Container is created here. Okay, and then we got this. But here, if you say this, we did not get this. We did not get this Ubuntu @my3. Why? Because this is interactive mode of the container. Interactive mode of the container is nothing but it will run in foreground mode. Okay, it will run in foreground mode. Meaning, for example, ఒకటి back end అనుకోండి, ఒకటి front end అనుకోండి. This container is running in front end mode. Okay, so that is why this is not ending. Okay, this terminal is not ending. Okay, so we cannot perform any operations without closing this container. And let's see what happens if I use Control C. If I use Control C, okay, again Docker ps. If you see this, we only have two images which were created 11 minutes ago, 23 minutes ago. We are not able to see this image. Sorry, we are not able to see this container. Okay, let's check if it is in background. Sorry, if it is in stop state or something like that. See, this container is in exited state. Okay, which is created in 25 seconds ago. Because we did Control C, right? By staying in interactive mode, we did Control C. It has exited the container. Okay, it has exited the container. Okay. Now there is one method. To create container info. To create container and to keep the container in the started state using this -IT. Okay, using this -IT, we can do that. So let me try to remove this container, okay, and let's see what happens. Docker, remember this, we got this command, docker rm container id. Okay, docker rm container id. Okay, docker rm container id. So docker ps, sorry, we need to check stopped containers, right? Docker ps -a. If you say this, so our container was deleted. This container 073, it is not there in this list. Okay, it is not there in this list. It is deleted. We used command called docker rm and container id. So I would like to explain one more example with this rm. Docker ps. Let's go to the started containers. Okay, let's go to the started containers and we will try to delete the started container. docker docker rm copy container id. Let's see what happens. See, we are getting one exception. Error response from Docker daemon. You cannot remove a running container. Okay. So the container before it, stop the container. Actually, maybe you won't be able to see this. STOP. This stop the container before attempting removal or force remove. Okay. We have two options. He is asking us to stop the container. Okay. He is asking us to stop the container, or you can remove by force option. Okay. You can remove by force option. You can do it in two ways. Either you can do docker stop and container id. Okay, it will stop the container id. Then you can remove the container, or else you can directly use rm minus f and then container id. Okay, so this is the advantage of docker rm minus f. Now let's see docker ps. If you say this command, if you see this command, we only have one container. Okay, earlier we have two containers in started state. Earlier we have two containers in started state. What did we do? We just deleted this container, my web2 container. Okay, my web2 container we deleted using this rm minus f. Okay, rm minus f. Now let's see what happens. Um, I just deleted this, right? And we have one running container. Okay, docker stop container id. If you check docker ps, see we don't have any containers which are in running state. We use docker ps minus e. If you see this, it has exited 11 minutes 11 seconds ago. Okay, this container we just stopped. I want to start this container again. Docker start this container. So now let's go to docker ps. See, again our container, it is up and running. Okay, 5 seconds ago, meaning we just started the container. So did you get the commands? Did you understand the commands? These commands are doing?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, docker rm container id to delete container in stopped state. Okay, docker rm container id is to delete containers in stopped state. Docker what do you say, docker rm -f container id is to force delete containers with respect to your state. Okay, whether it is in a stopped state or started state, you can delete using docker rm -f docker stop container id. Okay, docker step container to stop the container. Okay, docker start container id is to start the container. Okay, start the container. So let's get into our main topic. Okay, so docker images. So we have this nginx image. Okay, that is fine. Docker ps. Let's see, do we have nginx here? No. Okay, let's try to create nginx in interactive mode. See, I'm using this same command. Okay, I'm using this same command. Docker run -it -p 8380. Okay, 8380 hyphen name my web3 and nginx. Now just hit enter. So again this container is creating in foreground mode. Okay, this container is creating in front foreground mode. So what I can do is I need to use control P control plus P plus Q on my control plus P plus Q on my keypad. What is it? Keyboard. Control P Q. Okay. Now, if you see this, don't worry. Sometimes if you keep on, if you press on this, what is it? Keypad, so it will take the target as multiple P, but it won't cause an issue. Let's check. Docker PS. If you see this container, it has been created in started state. Okay. Now if you here, it has exited. Okay, it has exited. So when you create container in -it, okay, where is this command? See, when you create container using this docker run -it -p and 8380, okay, when you use this -it, you just, if you want to keep this container in started state, just use control plus p plus q. Plus in the sense, don't take it as plus. You need to what do you say? Enter. You need to enter control
Hold.
p. Yes, hold. Sorry, you need to hold this control p key. So control p q. If you hold this, okay, what will happen? Container will be created in started state. Container will be created in started state. Okay, let's take this command for example. This is for creating container in interactive. Let's say better word is interactive mode. This is for creating container in interactive mode. Okay, so control pq, you can create this container, okay, in started state. Okay, if you do control C, what will happen? It will exit the container. Exit in the sense it will be created in the background. Sorry, this container will be created in stopped state. Okay. Did you understand this difference, or you want me to explain once again? Hari, Srikant, or anyone? Priya, any doubt? What is interactive mode and what is it is?
సార్ కంట్రోల్స్ ఇస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోతుంది అంటారా?
కంట్రోల్స్ ఇస్తే ఎగ్జిట్ అవుతుంది. ఇందాక మనం చూసాం కదా. ఓకే, ఒక పని చేద్దాం, మళ్ళీ చూపిస్తాం ఇక్కడ. My web 4, I'm creating one more container. Okay, web 4. సో మీకు ఇక్కడ డౌట్ వచ్చి ఉండొచ్చు. సో మీరు సేమ్ ఇమేజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, సేమ్ ఇమేజ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు అండ్ మల్టిపుల్ కంటైనర్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఓకే, అలా చేయొచ్చు. ఎస్, యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కంటైనర్స్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇమేజ్. ఓకే, number of containers out of image. That is the purpose of containers. Okay, now let's see. See, it is started in interactive mode. Okay, it is not ending. So if you do control C, docker ps, see, we don't have that container. If it is started, you should have get seconds, but we are not getting seconds. So this is my web 3 container, but we started, we created my web 4 container. Okay, my web 4 container. So where is this container? This is in stop state. Docker ps minus here. Okay, so it is 28 seconds ago. Okay, 28 seconds ago. This is in stop state. Now to make it, what is it? Let's try to start this container. So while creating the container itself, if you want to keep it in started state, you need to use control PQ. Okay, you just have to hold this control PQ on your keypad. Okay, now docker ps. See, this container again, it came to docker, what is it, in started state. I just used ps, but this is not the right approach, because sometimes when you create this container, I don't know, like some process might be missed. So better to use control PQ. Okay, or else you can use this method as well. So it will be created in let's say stop state. You can create this container. Again, you can start this container. Okay, using this command. Now docker start is over. Stop is over. Okay, start is over, right? Now let's check. If I'm able to access this.
సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్స్ లో పర్మిషన్ లేదు కదా ఆ పోర్ట్ కి.
yes నేను నెక్స్ట్ అది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి మీకు ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూపించాను కదా. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ వర్కింగ్. ఓకే,
ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్ రావాలి.
again just need to edit security groups. You can use security group. Someone mute. I just allowed this. Let's see what happens. See, welcome to Nginx. Okay, welcome to Nginx. And on 83 port. Okay, if you allow 84 port also, 84 port also, you can allow this Nginx service. Okay. So the only difference is these containers are running on, they are this service is running on different containers. Okay, this service is running on different containers. That is the difference. Otherwise, you can create
Yes.
multiple using same image. Okay, you can create multiple containers, same image. But not only HTTPD, you can create one, what do you say, one image. So you can create multiple containers, but the base port you can assign as 82, 83, 84, something like that. Okay, and you can run this service, multiple services like HTTPD. So this is about containers, and let's check how many containers we have. CPUR PS minus A. Okay, TOC here PS minus A. Now these containers we have, okay, and let's see Docker PS. These are all started plus stopped containers. Docker PS minus A. Let's check Docker PS. These are started containers. Now I want to remove all the containers. Okay, I want to remove all the containers. Docker PS minus A minus Q. What it will do if you use minus Q, it will give the container IDs. Okay, it will give the container IDs like this. I have all my container IDs. Okay, CPR Docker RM dollar shift dollar. Okay, shift dollar. Now just use this. So if you use this command, what is the meaning of this command actually? What generally in Linux, why do we use dollar variable? What will happen? It will take the variable value, right? If you want to execute dollar variable, it will take the variable value like this. If you give dollar and this, command in the close brackets, what will happen? It will take dollar will take this value, meaning how many containers are
All
there.
containers.
Yeah, it will take the all containers and it will remove. But
Remove.
this command will
Starting
not work. This command will not work. Can anyone tell me why it won't work?
అవన్నీ స్టార్టింగ్ లో ఉన్నాయి కదా కొన్ని.
Yeah. So some containers are in started state, some containers are in stopped state. Okay. See,
ఆర్ఎం
if you
ఐఫన్
see,
ఎఫ్ కొట్టి
yes, exactly. Docker RM minus F
ఐఫన్ ఎఫ్
and
డాలర్
you need to give this.
డాలర్.
Okay. If you give this, it will delete all the containers. Okay. Now let's check Docker yes minus A. See, we don't have any containers. Okay, we don't have any containers. This is the command to remove all the containers. This is interview question. Okay, if I want to remove all my containers, and how can I do that? Okay, to remove the containers, all containers, irrespective of the state. Okay, irrespective of the state, whether it is in started state or stop state. Okay. Now, if I give Docker RM and this, okay, I think it will delete the containers which are in stop state. Okay, Docker RM and Docker PS minus AQ. So we don't have any containers, but let's do one thing.
అర్థమైంది బ్రో, అది చెప్పండి ఇంకా
అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది.
సో మీరు ట్రై చేయండి
ఏంటంటే
ఒకసారి.
స్టాప్
అర్థమైంది,
స్టేట్ లో ఉన్నాయి
అర్థమైంది.
అట్లా ఐఫన్ ఎక్కువ
Because we need to
వాడకుండా.
again create containers and then we need to remove this F and try. Okay? మీరు అది ట్రై చేయండి వర్క్ అవుతుందా లేదా. So, but this is the command. If anyone asks you like how should I delete all the containers, this is the command docker rm minus f and dollar this what is it value the variable. So it will take all the containers list and delete. Okay. So the next thing is this is very dangerous command also. Why this is dangerous in real time? Use this command. Let's say for example, you got a requirement to delete the command. Okay, you got a requirement to delete the containers. If you use this command, all containers will be gone. Okay, if you use this command, all containers will be gone. So I don't want to delete all these containers. I want to delete the containers individually. Docker rm, you can give containers list like this. Save space. So like this, you can also give container list. Okay. If you want me to show it practically.
నో వరీస్ బ్రో, అర్థమైంది.
అర్థమైందా? But
అర్థమైంది.
no. Okay. We started one container and so docker ps both are in started state only because I used control p key. Now docker rm, I want to remove specific container. Okay, I want to remove specific container. How can I do that? Or else I want to remove these two containers. No problem, I will remove these two containers. But this command will not work.
ఐఫన్ ఎఫ్ బెటర్.
Yes. Okay, hyphen f.
టూ కంటైనర్స్ ఐడీస్.
Containers are deleted. So like this, you can use docker rm command to remove containers. Okay. Now
ఓకే.
this is done. Let's talk about one more command. I just wanted to start this container. In detached mode. Okay, and I want to also start an HTTP container. And port 82. Okay, container. If you see this error, container web1 is already taken. Okay, you can create container called web2. Okay, docker ps. So these two containers are in started state. I want to log into this container. The creating container itself is not sufficient. So if you want to perform any operations, container is nothing but it is one space, isolated user space. Okay, you want to log into this container. docker docker exec hyphen it container id and then slash bin slash bash slash bin slash bash, because we are giving this slash bin slash bash because we need to log into that container. Okay, we need to log into that terminal. That is why we are giving this. Okay, syntax is docker execc minus it. It is for interactive mode, and we are logging into this container. Okay, using bin bash. Let's see what happens. You say this, you executed in the root of this container. Okay, you executed, sorry, you entered into root of this container, and you directly entered into the default what do you say, directory of this service. You directly entered into the default service directory of the service, user local apache 2. Okay, here one thing to remember is this container will be having only limited access. Okay, it will share only it will be having only limited access. Limited access inside, it won't work like a server. Remember this point, it won't work like a server. This container will only having limited access. So some of the commands like vi and all, it won't work. See, vi command not found, but touch f1, touch f1, it will work. Okay, now if you do ls, you can see this f1 file. Okay, you can see this f1 file. Okay, so this is the advantage of using this docker execc -it bin bash. You can log into this container. So if you want to create any small file, plain file, you can create it. And if you want to copy the content, we have some commands like docker copy. So we don't perform any kind of operations in this container. We'll do it externally while creating the docker file itself. We'll try to copy the content to container. So when we have docker file concept, we can check that. Okay, we can discuss that. So I just wanted to show you that this container is also will also act like one small server. It's not a server actually. It will share the libraries from the base operating system. Okay, it will share libraries from the base operating system. Base operating system అంటే మన host server నుంచి కొన్ని libraries తీసుకుంటది. At the same time, container will also act like one small server. Okay, Linux server, but it will be having only limited access. Only కొన్ని commands work అవుతాయి, కొన్ని commands work అవ్వవు. Let's say ls cpu. See, system commands కొన్ని work అవుతున్నాయి, but if you check free -m, this is memory command. We cannot check memory in this container. So this is the problem with this container. Okay, containers will be having limited access on them. Now just type exit to exit the container. Okay, where is my syntax is docker execc. It will be, it is a very important interview question. Now if you say like I worked on docker, they'll ask you how do you log into docker. Okay, then the command is docker execc -it container id /bin /bash is the command. Okay, to log into container, Okay, and the next command is let's see. So if you see docker logs and the container id, it will give the complete log information. Okay, it will give the complete log information of this container. Server successfully qualified domain name using this IP. Okay, so like this, if you say, you're getting the complete logs of this container. Okay, to check the container. See, what is it? To check the logs of container. Okay, to check the logs of container. So Docker images. So we have images. I want to delete my image. Okay, DOCKER Docker RM. RM will not work. This is image. RMI. Remember this. RMI is the command to delete image. This is also important question. They will ask you like how do you delete Docker image? Docker RMI and the image name. What is this? Okay. So this image is being used by containers. So first we need to remove container. Okay. Docker RM again dollar. Yes. Okay. So this command will completely remove the container and we will do this RMI HTTP. So you check this, it has deleted the complete container and the layers as well. The layers inside the it has deleted the image and the layers. Okay. Now if we do Docker images, we don't have that image, HTTP image. Check Docker. Okay. RMI image name. To remove images. Okay. Syntax will be like this. Okay. Now I want to delete all images in my server. Okay. First I want to list the IDs. Docker images minus q. Now can anyone guess the command? Can anyone guess the command? Hello? Is my voice audible?
Yeah, bro, audible.
Yes, yes. We should
So in
remove
this part, I
images.
need to mention something, you know. What can I mention? So the
First
value.
ఆ కంటైనర్స్ డిలీట్ చేయాలి కదా ముందు అంటే
Containers are
ఇప్పుడు
already deleted.
Nginx కి డిలీట్ కాలే కదా ఇందా మనం
See,
చేసింది http
ఇక్కడ మీరు చూస్తే docker rm minus f docker ps minus a
ఓకే
q.
ఓకే 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 ఓకే
Understood, right?
సారీ యా
So I want to delete all the images now. How can I delete it? Here docker rmi and this command. So images stop state started state onto aim ఉండదు. Okay, first thing you need to delete containers and then delete images. Okay, docker rmi and docker images minus q. Now it has deleted all the images. Docker images. There is no image, right?
ఓకే
This is the command to delete all the images. To delete all the images. Docker images. Okay. Now We don't have any containers. We don't have any images. We deleted everything in this server. అర్థమైంది అండి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఫస్ట్
అర్థమైంది బ్రో.
Yes, yes.
this class. Okay, docker run -d. It will create the container in detached mode. Detached mode is nothing but it will create the container in started state, and it will show you, it will create the container ID, and it will be automatically exited. Okay, but if you use -it interactive mode, it is also an important question. What is the difference between interactive mode and detached mode? So interactive mode is nothing but -id. Okay, you cannot. So it will start the container in the foreground mode. Okay, in the foreground mode, but if you want to exit the container, you want to use control PQ. Whereas in case of detached mode, you don't need to do anything. So the container will be automatically created. So this is the difference. Okay. Now detached mode difference is the container, and how to delete containers, how to stop container. This is quite easy. Okay. So just docker rm container ID, docker rm -f container ID. Rm container ID is to stop deleted. Is to delete stop the containers. Okay. So if your colleague asks you to delete stopped containers, okay, stopped containers, you can use this command. If they ask you to delete all containers, this is the command. Okay, you should be very careful while deleting. Remember this point. If you use this command, it will delete all the containers. Okay, then you'll face the issues. Again, you need to create a container out of image, and then it will be hectic. So docker stop container ID is to stop the container. Start container ID is to start the container. Okay, and this command is to start the container in interactive mode. You need to use control PQ. Container will be created in started state. Okay, docker rm -f and this variable value. This value, if you see this, it will give you the list of IDs. Okay, this dollar what will do? It will take the list of IDs and it will delete. That is the meaning of this complete command. The docker excc -it container ID /bin/bash. It is used to log in this container. Okay, log into the container. If you want to exit, press exit to exit the container. Okay, docker logs container ID to show the complete logs of container ID. Sorry, container to show the complete logs of container. Docker RMI image name. Okay, docker RMI image name. What it will do? It will remove the image. Docker RMI and this dollar the complete command. Okay, what it will do? It will remove. It will delete all the Docker images. Okay, it will delete all the Docker images. Now, what is port forwarding? Port forwarding is nothing but, so our container will be using port called 8080, sorry 80 for the web service. Okay, our container is using one port which is being used by web service. But my public public IP, what is it? Sorry, but my internet gateway or browser, it cannot access the port on my container. So for that purpose, I am creating one port mapping. Okay, I am just doing one port mapping so that if I use my public IP with host port, I can able to access the service inside my container. Okay, I can able to access the service inside my container. Did you get what I am trying to say?
Yes, yes.
So this is the way to create port mapping -p 8180. So if you want to map this port, okay, with 82 also you can do that, 83 also you can do that, even 9090 also you can do that. Okay, so you can map with any port, but you should know, like, if the port is existing or not. So then definitely 81 port is present in Linux, so we can use this. Like that, you can use any port, any base port, and this port should not be in use state. Okay, this port should not be in use state. This base port, it should not be in use state. That's why I took the random port 81. Okay, so that's it for today. Just practice these commands. Okay, try to practice, try to create as many as containers. Okay, like and delete them, and what do you say, try to delete images. Then only you will get practice. Okay, and also try to log into the different containers. Then you will remember the command. Try to check the logs of different containers. Okay, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఈరోజు క్లాస్ లో?
నో. అయితే ఇప్పుడు ఈ
clear.
పోర్ట్ నంబర్స్ 81, 82, 83 ఇస్తున్నాం కదా సాయికిరణ్. సో ఈ పోర్ట్స్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ అంటే ఈ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ పోర్ట్స్ అంటే మనకి ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది? నెట్ లో వెళ్ళి సెర్చ్ చేసుకోవాలా పోర్ట్స్ గురించి?
పోర్ట్స్ ఇన్ లైనక్స్ అని కొడితే నీకు అవి వస్తాయి, మొత్తం కంప్లీట్ లిస్ట్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే,
ఓకే
సో అవి ఏదైనా నువ్వు తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే
ఓకే. కానీ ఆ పోర్ట్స్ అనేటివి కూడా మనకి ఆక్యుపై అవ్వద్దు కదా, అవి యూజ్ స్టేట్ లో ఉండద్దు కదా అప్పుడు.
1 minute. Okay, so ఇది Ubuntu server కదా, it is asking for to install this net tools. Yes. Okay, you just need to enter okay only. ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మీకు ఏ పోర్ట్స్ యూజ్ లో ఉన్నాయి కనిపిస్తుంది, నెట్వర్కింగ్. ఓకే, 22, 53, 22. ఓకే, సో మీకు యూజువల్ ఏంది ఆ లిస్ట్ లో చూసుకొని మీరు పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. అర్థమైందా? 82, 81, 82 అలా ఏ పోర్ట్ అయితే యూజ్ లో లేదో అది చూసుకొని పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. నెట్ స్టార్ట్ హైపన్ కమాండ్.
ఓకే, 22, 53, 58, 323 ఇవన్నీ యూజ్ లో ఉన్నాయి అంటారా?
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ.
ఓకే ఓకే,
అర్థమైందా? 22,
అర్థమైంది.
53,
53, 58, 323,
68, 323 ఇవన్నీ యూజ్ లో ఉన్నాయి. నెట్ స్టార్ట్ హైపన్ TUNL. దిస్ ఇస్ ద కమాండ్ టు చెక్. Okay,
fine, clear.
so this is the command. So mostly I'll suggest you to use only 81, 82, 83 like that, 84 like that, because 80 is the port for this HTTP and web servers, right? So you can use that. It will be easy. వేరే కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, మీకు ఏ ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదు. బట్ రిమెంబర్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడానికి ఇట్లా కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఎనీ డౌట్స్ హరియా శ్రీకాంత్?
No.